Hi, Hunter. Thanks for inviting me today, and I think for this chance to share a bit about myself. And I hope everyone can find something that could be useful for them in their career or life.
Yeah, I'm sure they will. You have such a fascinating story. I'm excited to dive in. I would love to start today's conversation by going back to your roots. Can you tell us more about your upbringing in Bolivia and what was it like there?
Well, I born in a small town called Viecha. It's about 4,000 meters overseas, so it's a very tiny town at the time. My parents are Aymara, so we basically live in a small Aymara community. Um, so I did my primary school there, I did my middle school there, and then I moved to the city, which is La Paz, which is about 2 hours by bus from that small town. Yeah, I grew up there. I have my memories, and there I have some slides I can prepare. If I prepare in case you're interested to show where exactly it is, because I know Aymara and Biacha is quite unfamiliar for many people. But yeah, I'm happy to share this pictures I have.
Yeah, I would love that. So, Sanmaya, can we just make sure that Percy can share his screen? And Percy, as you're pulling that up, I'm very excited. So you can show us a bit on the map here, and you can also speak to learning different languages at such an early age, I imagine.
Oh yeah, I oh sorry. Yeah, I was I think I have two roots. Like my parents speak Aymara to me. Of course, with the friends, most of the time, friends of my parents speak Aymara. When we go to the mountains, and basically you speak Aymara. This is how I get this influence. And Spanish comes on the schools. So
Mm,
it's something that comes naturally for how the community where I live was arranged already, and how the social structure and education system was already set for me when I came to this world. So yeah, that bilingual environment helped me to just maybe understand both my parents and their context, uh, which is redirect me to the culture of indirectly and to the Spanish world to understand the school system, the government system, and something else. So yeah, I get these two helpers for me. It's not me. I learned it. It just they help me a lot.
yeah. So let's see what we have here on the, looks like we have a map coming up. Let's see what we got.
Oh
Take me on
yeah.
the
Let
tour.
me see. Yeah, I'm not sure if you see this, but
There we
let me
go.
try
Yep.
to show. Yeah, I born in this part. This is the Andes uh, mountain
Mhm.
chain. Um, Bolivia is here, but my town is here. It's close to Titicaca Lake, and it looks like this now. I just tried to get a picture at that time, but I couldn't find because it was very long time ago. So I born in close to by here. Huh?
Yeah.
uh, this is how it looks like. I went visit and still have this atmosphere. Um, yeah, and then after here, I decide to I'm sorry. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I spent in those places on my say until I did my middle school. Then I moved to the city, uh, to do the high school and the university. When I found different atmosphere, wow, different news from the different countries. People, I found some people who speak different languages, because there are tourist places when you find people coming to visit us to see the Titicaca Lake, for example, that was famous at the time. The Uyuni that is nowadays. Yeah, so that was a different stage when it comes to open me to like a more cultural difference, diversity that was starting to come in.
Yeah. Well, looks like a beautiful place to live. And leaving your home country isn't always an easy decision. So it sounds like you had a lot of thought that went into that. And I'm wondering, what are some key experiences that influenced your decision to leave Bolivia and pursue academic and professional opportunities elsewhere and abroad?
Oh, yeah. Uh, I will. Sorry, I need to. Now, where is the? So I'm trying to get. Uh, I don't know how that's in, but yeah. so I had two interests when I was child. I was doing kung fu at my cambiacha. So it just was basic kung fu. I was interested in how how Shaolin monks fly. Have you seen this old style movies when one Shaolin monk flies from one mountain to another, or jumps
Yes,
from the top of the building and jumps to the next one?
like Crouching
I
Tiger,
was
Hidden Dragon moments. Yeah.
correct. I believe that truly, and I said I also can do that. I just need to find these guys to help me to ask them to teach me. So that's my interest to go in to see where. I ask where. I know it's in China. You need to go out. I didn't know where China was. I didn't know how it looks like, but that was one main interest for me. Then I learned Bruce Lee, for example. That was start to fun. I saw most of the movies. I want to do his movements. I wanted to be fast as him. But of course, I never managed to get as, as good as he is. And the second reason why I started to think abroad was about in my interest in robots. At the university, when I was in La Paz already, I would visit a fair, technology fair, and then in there I saw many robots. They're what we can call now primitive robots, but they were enough for me to understand. And the talks I had with the researchers or professors at the time just said me, I remember one of the professors telling me, you can go and see a more industrial robot in here. And he handed to me an Okinawa magazine that was a Japanese island, right? And it's called Okinawa because it shows you the cultural part of Japan. And in there you have robots. And yeah, I took these two things, the Shaolin and Bruce Lee style and the robot, to say I need to visit Asia. Oh, but for me at that time, Asia was China or Japan only. Hmm.
Wow.
So that's why I started to I'm, I'm here. I'm hearing something. Sorry.
Oh,
Uh, yeah.
yeah.
Are you hearing something? I am hearing someone speaking.
Oh, really? Oh, interesting.
Yeah, someone is speaking to me here.
Oh, okay. Yeah,
Yeah,
we'll take
sorry.
care of that, Samaya. It looks like we have, oh, I see. Yeah, there's some people still on the call here. Yeah,
Yeah,
sorry
okay,
about that.
thank you.
Yeah.
Yeah, no. Yeah, that was the main motivation for me to go abroad. I mean, the trigger, the part that just helped me to say I was curious to go uh, and try to. I'm still hearing someone else talking
Oh, really?
here.
Interesting. Yeah, so
Yeah.
Maya, if you could
Um,
help us out here. It sounds like we have a few people maybe coming in through. Yeah, there we go. Thank you. Thank you.
yeah. Yeah. I was saying that was how I started to think about.
That is so
I was
wild.
curious.
I never would have
Mhm.
expected you to talk about kung fu and robots. That is
Yeah, yeah.
not a typical story, and I love hearing about this. And so you have
Mhm.
these polar opposites in a way where it's very grounded to you and your body and what you're capable of. And then you also can see what is possible out there, right? I love this story for this journey for you of you were convinced that you would be able to fly if you studied hard enough, and then you saw that robots were being built, and then that inspired you. So you've studied and worked in countries: Bolivia, China, Japan, now the UK, and each with its own cultural and
Mhm.
linguistic nuances, I imagine. So,
Mhm.
how has learning and studying in these different settings and learning all these different languages influenced your ability to navigate these different work and academic environments?
Yeah, it was challenging, but I was motivated by my curiosity to learn where. For example, one of the places, one questions I have is, I want to visit Bruce Lee's hometown. That was my wish because even I cannot uh, practice kung fu like him, but I just I want to visit, or I want to visit like the Tokyo Technology University to see the robots, or the Waseda University where I was studying later on in Tokyo. Uh, so uh, that was a motivation for me. Um, I still hearing someone else around.
Really?
Yeah.
I'm not hearing anything. That's very strange. You don't have like another window open or something, do you? Playing?
Maybe, but yeah, it's really strange. Well, half is there. Mhm. Then they say you have 4 minutes. Hello?
Oh yeah, you have plenty of time. You have 20 minutes, so I'm not sure.
No, I just heard that I have 4 minutes, so it's quite. Yeah, it's I don't know. Well, let me
Yeah,
see
I'm
if I
sorry you're
can
hearing
mute
things. This is
them.
very odd. Do you have another window of the stream happening elsewhere, perhaps?
Um, no, no, maybe no, it's gone. I believe. Okay. Yeah, I was saying from the work perspective, I think, and from academic perspective, the language was very important. For some, this is a personal reason. I want to be involved like a local. I want to understand, and the reason I want to be like a local is because I want to understand how people think, how they relate each other in each local community. I know China is, for example, a huge country in terms of how geographically it is, but you cannot compare also with Japan because it's smaller. But it's the community where you live is the only resources you have to understand how they think, how they get relationship. My question was, how this community called like Japan started to build robots, or how
Mm,
the community around Bruce Lee started to develop this practice and this perfection, oh, almost perfection for doing kung fu. And so the only way I found is to learn is about the language.
mm,
I want to be I want to be part of this community as much as I can, and I want to. And the way I can do that was by to um, understanding how they related in a community, and language was key there. And as a consequence of this, you have the options to work in there, to study in there, um, because it's also depend on what sub community or sub community are you joining, like academic community, like a work community, a social community. So it was really important to put language. When I arrived to China, I was not able to speak nothing. I have just few words, but then I realized, oh, how I need to uh, put my skates and be as quick as possible to start to
mm.
speaking out the language. But compare myself at that age, I was in my 20s, and then compare with a kid who has arrived to the world and starting to learn, is a lot of difference, a lot of 20 years of difference advantage they have when they're a kid in town. So I need to be I put more effort, twice the effort, one. So that's important to for me to understand um, why I need to start to learn a new language.
Yeah. And it's so amazing that you learned these new languages, you picked them up so quickly as well. You were so determined to do it. I imagine though that that wasn't always easy. So, did you ever
Mhm.
face or observed any challenges where the language barriers led to feelings of exclusions or misunderstanding? And how did you overcome those situations, Percy?
Yes, you have this, especially I will call misunderstandings, cultural misunderstandings from from both sides. Oh, oh, I'm hearing. Sorry, I'm here. I don't know where I'm getting.
Hmm. Do
Oh,
you want to try to take out your headphones, maybe? You could disconnect something or
I'm sorry. This is yeah. There is. Okay, okay. I think it was my side because I had Windows open there. Sorry.
oh, all good.
Yeah,
Yeah, it
no,
was
yeah.
all good.
Uh, yeah. Um, Sorry. Could you repeat the last question? I just to get distracted about.
100% absolutely fine. I was curious if there were any moments of
Oh
challenges
yeah.
or exclusion or imposter
Mhm.
syndrome that were challenging for you because the language wasn't quite there yet, and how did you overcome them?
Yeah. I definitely have, and I think many people who are foreign in different countries, trying to speak the local language will have some experience. But in my case was I, for example, in the academic, in the work side, I was starting to have a small project. I was involved in meetings that were not too complicated for me to understand, because the complexity, because I was trying to imagine I'm going to a Chinese meeting when everyone speaks Chinese and Cantonese, and I need to be able to contribute in some way, right? So my manager was really good trying to dosify. I think this meeting will fit you for now. And from my side, I feel like, oh no, I'm not really capable to go for the big projects. So I was feeling quite frustrated, but not because my manager, the company, was because the natural flow I had, process to the learning process that takes time is even if you are local speaker, you still need time to adapt to the new jargon, to the environment, to get the responsibility. But this frustration just come. And I speak this to some of the friends who were, especially one who was a monk. I found one friend who was a monk from Malaysia, and he
Wow.
said, life is too short to spend your time on those thoughts. Try to do this job as best as you can and go for the
Wow.
next one. And he said, you should smile every time that you have anything bad or good, because this is time that you never back to your life. I keep this in mind. So the time will never back, and I mean, just don't lose it. That's what I push me. So the second thing that helps me to overcome this was repeat. I think something I will advise everyone is, if you have any challenge, any issue, any challenge in your life, and you want to achieve that, repeat helps you. But now you need to dosify how often you repeat. Imagine you want to do a good product, and you want to build it as better as other ones. So you try once, and then it's not good. You try twice, three times, and then you repeat. The more you repeat, the more perfect you get. It's same as the language. The more you practice, the more you use it, you get it, you master it. So, but of course, you need to dosify how much. You cannot repeat all the time. You need to dosify how much will be enough for you, how much will be enough for you to invest your time on this. But there's the good news is that no matter what challenge you have in this language, you still have a door where everything you learn in that way will be open you a next door. So this project I couldn't get at the beginning opened me to do a next one that was bigger. So I was even involved in a meeting where we have international managers, like from Italy, from Europe, from America, from Asia. So I was able to interact with all of them in their own. So I feel at that time inclusive, because I know the technical jargon. I can speak their own local language, so I can interact directly without any bridge in between. That could be an intermediate language between me and the other manager. So that is alone, but it's quite hard for me. For me, it was not easy to get at the beginning. Like I had to insist, repeat, because the language, especially Chinese pronunciation, was quite tough. For example, for me, and the Japanese grammar is also a bit tough for me. So if you don't put in these details, you can be misunderstood by the one, and then excluded, or because it's just you have interaction of 2-3 minutes with them, and if it's done, it's done. You need to wait for the next chance. But this is the process, and this helps you to build in you this experience that no one can take you from. So it's yours. You carry them, and you can only do is share with everyone who's interested. Like now, that's what I'm sharing.
Yeah. Yeah. So what advice would you give to folks who are looking to help create more inclusive environments, whether that's organizations for folks that maybe are non-native speakers, to other people that maybe are your colleagues?
Yeah, I found it's really important because if depending on the culture where you are in the country you are, they have their own working culture, and you will have a range like a very workaholic standards and very more relaxed standards, and inclusion is really important. And what I will suggest is like a mentorship programs. In my case, it helped me a lot. And by mentorship programs, I mean if you find or someone's assigning to you some mentor who basically follows you, like a shadowing you, and guide you across the path you want to go with his own or her own experiences, and try to persuade you or maybe try to motivate you to go forward. Just as you feel, in case you have any question, you can just set a meet one-to-one with him or her and ask this question, and he's there. And I think mentors are really happy to see their mentees be succeeding and go to the next stage. So I will encourage this. Yelp has this program, and I use it many times at the beginning. I have still talking with some of my mentors before, and I had before. They give me good advice, and not only at work, also personal life. Maybe they have experience, but this is something important. Another thing I will try to use is tools like that can provide you this awareness. That can be helpful to transfer this knowledge from one central like a knowledge center to the employee, so they know about this kind of flexibility, what the options he has to be inclusive. This is inclusive awareness that can receive as a resource in videos and PDFs in any way or they believe in talks. It's just important. And for the other side, as an employee, if you want to create this, I think it's important to get open mind and accept that every answer, even if short, it has a big context. So if you are not sure about how clear it was, you understand about the answer, you have still the chance to ask a second time to get clarification. This happens easily if you, for example, if I'm speaking English to a Japanese manager or a Chinese manager, the way if I speak in English to them will be different if I speak in Chinese and Japanese to them, because then if you don't, and they will reply to you, you need to be open to say, okay, maybe he means this, but you still can go in that direction to understand and to put things clear for you and for them. At the end, if you look for clear communication, and that's driving to get any tools from you, like being open mind or trying to use a translator or trying to ask a friend to say, okay, he behaved like this after I answered this word. So what does it mean? This kind of things like who comes with the cultural background, but needs to be open, needs to be flexible, and ready to move and to acquire this kind of answers.
Yeah, it's I love hearing about mentorship. It's a passion of mine as a mentee, as a mentor for other people. We can always learn more, and we can always we have something to give. I think it's often overlooked. You're like, oh, I'm not mentor material. It's like, actually, like you said, the 20-year-old version of you is different than the now you, right? And thinking if you could speak to someone that's in your shoes 20 years ago, that's a big difference. So I would love to hear more about how you think language and cultural understanding contribute to your problem solving and your opinions on innovation.
Oh yeah, that's definitely helped. I will give you one quick, very specific example. I was looking for a specific code problem at work, and I used Google to do that. I couldn't find any proper answer, and I was just noodling on this. But then I decided to use like a Chinese or a Japanese use browser, or I use Chinese to type the question, and I found someone else who was trying to solve the same problem. So wow, that was cool, because we were doing a couple of research at the time at the university, and then we just contact him and say, do you want to just come and just show you why you use this protocol? And he came and he helped us to solve that problem, and he get invited to give a small talk to everyone in the lab and use it. Same happened when you want to solve some problems around a specific topic and cannot find the information in one specific language. You can try different one. That can be something helpful. So languages help you too. Two is trying to talk to people who are more comfortable. I found people in just speaking the same language. I found people who are really smart and really kind, but sometimes was difficult. They don't like speak another language. They just want to speak because they feel comfortable for some personal reason, some health reason. So if you approach them in the local language, it's easy for them and for anyone just to not get the answer. It's just to show you problems, and he's happy to with you. He can share his thoughts, and if those thoughts are helpful to at least redirect you in the right direction, that will give you a solution. That's something you're looking for. So yeah, it's to have good quality solving problems. I believe diversity is important. And in that group, languages plays an important role because this is this is a connection between individuals to find a common solution. Common solution in this case.
Yeah. So we only have a couple of minutes left. I'm curious, what advice would you give to individuals looking to learn new languages to enhance their careers or their lives?
Yeah, that's important. In my case, I just jumped. I went to China without knowing any Chinese because I have motivation, and I will advise them to guess if they like something that they want to get, just go at least for a short time, and then they can see, you can see yourself how challenging it could be for you, and then you can decide for whether you really want to go on that stage or not. But motivation is really important. Have something you have in mind you want to solve is important. In my case, I want to learn about robots. I started to learn German because my professor brought me to a conference in Berlin, and then there's a paper that was written in German only, and there's no English translation. So I said, "Oh, I need to learn that." So that was the curiosity, so because maybe it's something that can help into my research or in my work. Yeah, I don't think you should be waiting to. Yes, it's important you have academic preparation status that you can, but also practice, try to interact, jump to the pool if you like. Is also important. And if you cannot jump directly, just go slowly, but try to move. And it's important. And the last comment I will do maybe for this is it will change your life as a person. If you have a kid, your kid will see you that you're learning language. You are creating new generations that may be motivated to learn different things that you are redirecting. You will be able to get new friends, understand the communities, the cultures. You will understand that this world is diverse and needs to be included to everyone. And only in that way we can have a more balance, something we need at the moment and something we would love to have everywhere, even here or everywhere.
I love that, Percy. So beautiful. If folks want to keep the conversation going with you, what's the best way to reach out?
Yeah, we can. I think the Yelp team knows exactly where we can talk. I think we can meet in there, or I think we can leave somewhere my contacts. But yeah, I think the Yelp team will be around there.
Yeah, they'll share it there. And are you on LinkedIn? Folks sometimes reach out there as well. They might look for you.
Yeah. No problem. The tech talent team is really helpful. So I'm sure, and any question they will, will be there if they need. So please feel free to reach on any questions you have. I'm happy to share as much as I can.
Amazing. Percy, this has been so great. From Kung Fu to robots around the world. I pulled up a quote from one of your heroes here, Bruce Lee, which I felt like really fits you quite well. He said, "Be like water making its way through cracks. Do not be assertive, but adjust to the object, and you shall find a way around or through it." And sir, you are an example of that through and through. So thank you so much. This has been absolutely inspiring.
Thank you for giving this chance. I really hope everyone finds something useful from even a small one. And I wish good luck to everyone. And hope to see you soon somewhere.
Yeah, please come back now, Percy. This has been great. I'll see you soon.
Bye-bye.
Take care now.